another episode of Sports Talk of Elite Wages. This is going to be the final group breakdown for the Club World Cup Championship.
Sports Talk with Elite Wagers.
To Group H, and it's a banger of a group. But before we get into it, as always, I'm going to send you over to my Twitter/X account. You all need to get entered into this contest. I'm giving away 3 free entries to the fantasy contest over on FanTeam for the Club World Championship, £15,000 prize pool. 64 people entered so far. Can we try and get that to 70? One more day to enter. I will be announcing the winner on tomorrow's episode. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a bigger episode where I sort of break down the whole contest. So the contest as a whole. I'll go through all the key stats that I've mentioned over the past couple of days. The key players, and I'll be building a squad or two to try and help you guys build your own squads. If you are struggling, I can help you out. So enter this contest, be in with a chance of winning 3 free tickets into this £15,000 prize pool contest. All you got to do is follow my account, retweet and like this tweet, and then comment free, and you'll be entered into this contest. So let's get into Group H, and obviously you got a huge notable name there in Real Madrid, one of the best teams in the world, joint favourites for this contest. They're joined by, you'll probably recognise Salzburg from Austria, Austrian champions as well, Al Hilal, Saudi Arabian champions, and then you got Pachuca there from Mexico as well. So very, very mixed group in terms of locations and things like that across the globe. You got a powerhouse there, a world powerhouse, and then obviously some good teams within their respective countries. So getting into the Group H, we're going to be starting off with Real Madrid, and that's going to be no surprise. No surprise that Real Madrid are one of the favourites within the group, within the whole tournament. And obviously they're one of the best teams in the world. So starting off with Real Madrid, we're going to go for, they're the number 7th ranked team in the world, which is a little bit surprising that they're I would say they're that low, 7th in the world, but obviously they missed out on Champions League, they missed out on the league this year as well. So they actually do hold the record for most trophies won by a Spanish club. They got 105 major honours. That's insane. They've won 4 Spanish trophies in the last 5 years, 2 Champions Leagues, and a Super Cup in the last 5 years as well. So they've been dominating for the last 5 years. They've built this squad over the past couple of years, and they can contend in sort of any competition they're in. Intercontinental Cups and World Club Cup in 2022 and 2024. So they won both. So again, solidifying the fact that they've been dominant for a number of years. Most decorated club in Spain, and in Europe. Only Al Ahly have won more trophies in their existence. Obviously, I mentioned them way back in Group, I think it's Group A. Most expensive team in the world, obviously in terms of price per player, and with that kind of money, it comes with talent. Jude Bellingham cost a lot of money, and he's a very good talent. Vinny didn't cost an arm and a leg, but he is a huge talent. Mbappe, obviously, again, costing a lot of money. As I said before, joint favourites for the tournament. They have had a disappointing season this year, no trophy so far. I think this is the kind of contest where they will try their hardest to win this. And obviously, with that being said, they paid an extra £10 million to Real Madrid to get Trent Alexander-Arnold signed from Real Madrid to Liverpool in time for this contest. That obviously gives me a little bit more confidence that they are going to be throwing everything at this contest. Obviously, they've got a deep team. Some of the most expensive players in the tournament, and they've actually won this contest 5 times already. So they're looking for a 6th title, a world record 6th time winning this contest. As mentioned, these 3 here, the most expensive players for Real Madrid: Mbappe, Vinny, and Jude Bellingham. They have 51 goals and 22 assists combined this season. So there's a reason why they're all higher than 10 million. But I'm going to go with their star player first, and it's going to be no surprise that it's going to be Kylian Mbappe. 12.5 million is obviously a hefty price, but again, if you look at his group, he's got a very manageable group: Al Hilal, Pachua, and FC Salzburg. So he's got a very favourable group to be able to score some points. 42 goals, 4 assists in 48 games this season. That's not including his most recent games for France, where he scored a few in those international games a few days ago. He has a 0.8 expected goal per 90, which is obviously huge, almost one goal a game. He averages 4.5 shots per game with 1.3 key passes per game as well. So he's always in and around the action for their attack. The offense does run through Mbappe. He's their best option for goals, and obviously that's proven with his goal contributions. So I think there is a huge upside, even though he is 12.5 million. I think there's a huge upside to picking Kylian Mbappe. He's going to be in and around the goals. The offense flows through him as well. And then we're going to move on to a defender. Obviously, like I said, this group doesn't possess a lot of attacking firepower. So Real Madrid should feel comfortable within this group with their defensive side. And I'm going to surprise you all, actually, and I'm going to go for Garcia. So they're very thin on defence. Obviously, Rudiger there injured. Militao coming back from injury. Trent obviously coming back from injury with Liverpool as well. Obviously, he's only just joined. You've got Huijsen there as well from Bournemouth, who is expected to start with Asensio at centre-back. As you can see there, Fran Garcia expected to start as well. I'll tell you why. So, obviously, like I said, they're very thin on defence, and they have been using Vasquez and Valverde in the right-back position. Obviously, they haven't got a solid right-back since Alaba went out injured, and Mendy. So Trent coming in will obviously mix up things for that right-back position. But for their left-back, it's been Fran Garcia. He's been the guy that they've been using in the left-back position all season. He's the only designated senior left-back on the squad, so minutes for him should be fairly locked in. He's played 90 plus minutes in 14 of the last 22 games. So again, solidifying the fact he's been used a lot in that position. He should be a solid contributor on defense as well against, 2 or 3 teams that shouldn't cause too much of a threat within this group. So yeah, Fran Garcia, 6 million, but I think he is a lock. He's locked in for a solid amount of minutes, and obviously Real Madrid being Real Madrid should be locked in for some clean sheets as well. So next team up, we're going to go for Al Hilal, and this one is going to be a good one, right? So I don't do this for any other team, but Al Hilal, wait there, we'll go back here. Al Hilal, biggest club in Saudi Arabia. They've won a record 19 domestic titles and 8 continental titles, which is also a record. They've built their squad on some huge names within football. So let's go over here. Let's go to their most recent game, and then I'm going to show you their lineup. There's a lot of names that you will recognise within this team. And, if you're looking for a team outside of Europe, obviously the Real Madrid, the Man Cities, the Bayern Munichs, they're always going to be very popular with their players. But if you just look at this team, where's the lineup? Where's the lineup gone? If you look within this team, I'm blind. Right, if you look within this team, look at the starters they have. You've got Bono from Morocco, obviously had that solid campaign in the World Cup a few seasons ago. You've got Renan Lodi, former Atletico Madrid player. Koulibaly, formerly of Chelsea. Ruben Neves, Portugal and Wolves. Milinkovic-Savic, obviously Serbia and Lazio, long-time Lazio player. Mitrovic here, Fulham, long-time Premier League player, obviously with Serbia as well. And then you got Al Dawsari there, who's been here most of his career, and he's one of Saudi's best players. And we'll go through these players in a minute. But if you look at those starters there, for a team that's outside of Europe, this is a very, very strong squad. So the last time they played in the last Club World Cup as well, they played against Real Madrid in the World Cup Club World Cup final. I think they did lose 4-3. It was a huge game. They did lose 4-3, but in that one they didn't have some of these names like Mitrovic. You've got Malcolm there as well. I forgot about him, Brazilian. So they've got a lot of good players added into this team. They are going to cause a lot of problems in this tournament. We're going to start off with one of their star players, and that's going to be Alexander Mitrovic. Obviously, hugely recognised within Europe. He's a nice value option as well, 7 million under the average. He's in good form and he's a very solid striker. So 35 goal contributions in 33 starts, 11 contributions in his last 10 games, and 30% of goals for Al Hilal go through Mitrovic. So he's obviously their main guy up front, and he's a solid contributor in the goals department. And then with that, we're going to go for their star man, and that's Al Dawsari. He is obviously another good value option, 7 million under the average, 44 goal contributions in 48 games, 26 goals, 18 assists this season. Again, another good solid player who's going to be contributing a lot. 15 contributions in the last 10 games. He actually won the Best Saudi Player Award this year as well, and he's set a single season record for the Saudi League, most Saudi League assists in a single season with 15. So, again, if you've got Al Dawsari linking up with Mitrovic, there's going to be a lot of problems within this team and a lot of group. And I'm also going to go for one to watch in this game as well. Obviously, like I said, for Real Madrid, you got these two teams here who Al Hilal could really push and get a result against. So their defense is going to be trying to be locking it up, and I'm going to go with Renan Lodi. Obviously, like I said, solid player, very experienced. He was part of the title winning team with Atletico Madrid, winning Champions Leagues and things like that. He's played Real Madrid a very high amount of times. 13 goal contributions in 33 games. Obviously that's fairly good for a fullback, and he's played 80 plus minutes in 12 of the last 18 games as well. So he's going to get those solid minutes within this team as well. And then in addition to that, 7 clean sheets this season. So again, against those two teams in Pachua and Salzburg, he could potentially get those assists and clean sheets. So we're going to move on to Salzburg. Salzburg are the 145th ranked team in this contest. Where's Salzburg? There's Salzburg. They qualified due to Bayern beating Arsenal, and they secured the final spot in the tournament. 35 trophies won, 10 straight league trophies between 2024 and 2014. This season, however, they struggled to score a mass amount of goals, and I think they will struggle within this group. They do have a star player, he's a young, exciting talent. So my one to watch and star player is Nene. 7 million, very good value for the type of player he is. He's 22 years old, so he's one to watch for this tournament and one to watch for the next couple of years. Salzburg obviously been known to produce good attacking talent. You've got Haaland coming out of their academy, Sadio Mane as well coming out of their academy. Nene is another one of those players that's on the rise. 21 contributions in 30 games, 13 goals, 8 assists. 40% of the goals for Salzburg have come through Nene, so he contributes to 40% of goals in total for Salzburg. 9 contributions in the last 10 games, so I think he's a young, exciting player. He's probably their best option for goals, especially playing a team like Pachua in the first game as well. He could get on the score sheet or grab an assist, but I think he's a good, solid value option for your teams. And then finally, moving on to Pachua, 147th ranked team in this contest, so 2 ranks below Salzburg. Struggled this season, 16th in the league. Since 2020, they've been one of the most successful Mexican clubs. So they've actually won 17 trophies, and 4 trophies have been won in the last 3 years. So they're consistent in most recent years within their country and things like that. But this year they have sort of struggled a little bit. Their star man and one to watch is obviously, it's going to be an obvious one in Solomon Rondon. Those who are based in the UK will know Rondon from his Everton days, his West Brom days. He's a veteran striker. Obviously 6.5 million is good value as well. He is going to struggle in this group, there's no doubt about that. He's going to struggle. There's not going to be too many goal scoring opportunities. But in Mexico this year, it's his first season in Mexico, 20 contributions in 33 games. More recently, 9 contributions in his last 10 games. But he does have 22 straight games playing 80 plus minutes for Pachuca, so he is a solid lock for some solid minutes. But against these 3 teams, Real Madrid, Al Hilal and Salzburg, he is going to struggle for opportunities. But again, if you want someone who's good for value, Rondon could be that guy as well. So in conclusion for this group, as expected, Real Madrid should comfortably win. In my opinion, Al Hilal have the opportunity to qualify and make a deep run. They've got a very good squad. Squad depth is talented. Obviously, as I mentioned before, the names that they've got in their team for a club outside of Europe is insane. Salzburg and Pachuca should struggle to make it out of this group. So the order that I see this go in is Real Madrid first, Al Hilal second, Salzburg third, and Pachuca fourth. With some best bets for this group. Well, I've only got one best bet actually, and that's going to be Al Hilal to qualify at plus 110, which is 2.1 in decimal. I think they're being slept on within this group. I think they are a better team than Salzburg, and they're a better team than Pachuca. And I will mention in tomorrow's episode, I'm going to do a bit of a questionnaire that I want everyone to get involved in, where they comment their tournament winner, dark horse, golden boot winner, player of the tournament winner, things like that. But for me, I'm going to mention now, Al Hilal is my dark horse team. They're at plus 6,700, which is 67 in decimal. I just think they have a huge talent within this contest, and I think they're going to go far. So we'll talk about that again tomorrow. But yeah, we're locked in. Every group has been broken down. If you have missed any, you can go over to my Twitter. You can click on highlights and run down here. You can see my Group F, Group B, Group D, Group E, C, A, B. You can see all of my breakdowns for each group individually. I will be doing an episode tomorrow where I sort of break down the whole contest, and I'll be selecting some. I'll be selecting some teams and things like that, so you can see where my mindset is and where my strategy comes from, and we can sort of build it together, and hopefully I can help you. So hopefully all of these breakdowns have helped you be able to pick your teams. Obviously, hopefully I've broadened your knowledge and helped you pick some players that you might not necessarily have thought about before. Saved some budget. Helped you build a team with strategy, or whatever it may be. Hopefully I've helped you. If I have, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and follow on whatever platform you're listening to: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, anywhere and everywhere. Drop me a like, a follow, subscribe, share with all your friends. Tag me in any posts on Twitter. Drop me some comments if you've got any questions. Anything and everything to get this out there a little bit more, that I can help more people win money. So I'm going to wish you all good luck. I'll be back tomorrow with a whole episode for the World Club Championship over on FanTeam. So I'm going to catch you later.